We got the most important earnings week of the year coming up right now, and we'll exactly explain why. We're going to go over a lot of earnings names. We're going to talk a little about the State of the Union address about to announce shortly, what it means for you, what it means for the stock market, and of course, how we're going to take advantage of it. This is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Melnick, and I will be taking you through the Newsbeat Show. And we have a lot of great things to discuss here tonight, including the major $1 million question: is the rally over? Now, everybody who knows me knows that I tell you guys the same thing every time. I say, yes, the market will eventually come down, but you should not trade the market as if it were going down because there's no point. If the market goes up the last 70 times, 80 times after pulling back a bit, why are you want to be the first person to short it? It makes no sense. I would rather have you lose money buying than lose money shorting. Ironically, we caught a good short in Apple today, but that was just more on the intraday front. Now, why is this the most important week of the year in trading? Because it's going to set the tone. Now, if you read my report, I told you guys that we were going to rally in January. The majority of analysts thought that we were going to pull back in January. The analysts, if you follow, hedge fund traders and all the CNBC analysts, the majority of them thought we were going to pull in January. And we could see that that is obviously not happened. We did not pull in January. And as per my report, I told you guys that the top of the market will probably be March, April, or May. I gave you guys 3 months ahead of time. And I basically said, we probably rally in February. Probably. But this is going to determine the month of February. If we pull back this week in the market based on some of the names that reported, look out below. This is by far the most important week that you're going to have to watch in a very long time in the market. So we have a lot of earnings, and we're going to discuss a lot of them right now, and I'm going to give my thoughts on every one of them from a fundamental perspective. And we're going to first start, of course, with AMD. I guess not, of course, but in this case I shall. And AMD is reporting tomorrow after the close. I took important, earnings for me. Like, I'm not going to cover McDonald's. All right? Unless someone in the room asks. And the reason is, I don't think this is going to be effective in the market. If McDonald's misses on earnings because people are done shoveling, laboratory chemically induced low grade meat and oils and fats and salts down their face, it could potentially mean nothing. McDonald's is going to have a hard time expanding. I told you guys, I spoke with a friend. He doesn't want to open up more McDonald's. He owns a few of them already. And this is not, if you talked to him last year, he was all for it. So I find that a little weird that he's not all of a sudden interested in opening up tons of McDonald's locations. However, maybe it's doing good internationally, so we'll see what happens there. But I highlighted a bunch of important earnings, and I want to just go over them now and speak about them ahead of time and boldly put my opinion and stamp of approval on it before they actually report, because I don't need to be that person who basically comes out to you and tells you what happened after it already happened. So AMD is reporting. Here's what I like about AMD: cryptocurrency mining. Cryptocurrency mining. Not only that, their number one competitor is Nvidia, trading at $246. Hit as high as $248 today. Mark, where are you going with this? I speak logically, and it was the same logic that allowed the Newsbeat Live Room and all of us here to accurately predict 6 months ahead that Whole Foods was going to be bought out by Amazon. Let me paint a picture for you. What would you think the company of Nvidia is worth? I mean market cap. I'll give you a hint. It's $150 billion. How about AMD? Their number one competitor. What do you think AMD is worth? Well, if you said $12.85 billion or less than 10% of NVIDIA, you are correct. There is no reason in the world that AMD should not be a takeout target by a company. You're telling me Facebook is going to go ahead and buy a stupid phone program called WhatsApp for $18 billion or so. They're going to spend $18 billion on that? Guess what? You could buy Advanced Micro Devices for $18 billion. And there's no reason with these companies hoarding all this cash that they shouldn't do it. You want to compete a competitor to NVIDIA? Guess what? Crypto mining is going to be here for a while. People are paying 3 to 4 times retail of a video card. That has never, let me tell you from a professional gaming standpoint, that has never, ever, 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 ever happened in my lifetime. You don't pay more than the retail value for certain items ever, no matter what. One of those items is a video card. You don't ever pay way over retail for a brand new video card. You don't pay way over retail for a brand new car. You don't pay way over retail for a brand new washing machine or refrigerator. See what I'm getting at here? You don't overpay for brand new electronics ever. Except now, today, where all these little people out there, and I say little in terms of what they're trying to mine, are suddenly going out and buying video cards. AMD, $20 target I am placing on AMD today ahead of earnings. You want to talk real analyst talk? You want to listen to any of the other analysts out there? I'm also going to go over my favorite stock for 2018 if you just stay tuned a little longer. AMD, $20 target. Do I think it gets to $20 on earnings? Of course not. I am extremely bullish on AMD based on their projections. They lose money. But you know what they're going to do? You heard it here first. I didn't listen to the conference call that hasn't happened yet, neither did you, right? They're going to come out and say, well, yes, even though we've been, losing X amount of money, what happens is all our video cards are unavailable anywhere on the internet without paying a phenomenal premium. And there was a report by some moron out there who literally said that AMD and NVIDIA are upset that their cards are selling for more than retail value. Are you kidding me? When I looked at that, I'm like, wow, this guy really does not know what he's talking about. And it's that same type of nonsensical lack of logic thought process that people are going to be bearish on AMD. Now, people have asked me for a while, Mark, AMD or NVIDIA in the room here, and I told you guys, and I'll tell you guys again, NVIDIA is a much better company, but this is the number 2. Let's just call it what it is. This is the number 2. And guess what? When you're competing in a certain marketplace, number 1 and number 2 are very, very, very important numbers. In fact, I would argue this is the second most important number. There's no reason that AMD is not going to come out. They're not going to come out on earnings after tomorrow. Well, they're actually doing it Tuesday after the bell. You'll get to freely trade it during normal market hours on Wednesday. There's absolutely zero reason that they're not going to come out and say, yeah, we're raising guidance because we just have a hunch. We just have a hunch that people are going to buy out all the video cards we make. Just a thought. Who knows? Maybe cryptocurrency maybe it'll just be hot for a few more months or years or decades. Who knows? Once they raise that guidance, they're going to shoot through the roof. You want to know how I'm going to play it? I haven't fully decided yet. I haven't timed it yet. If you're part of my room and my service, you'll know. But I could tell you right now, I have an idea. Probably looking for March $14 calls. March $14 calls, I think, is an intelligent way to play AMD. It's a great risk reward because the bottom line is, what are they going to do? Give negative guidance? I mean, did anyone actually sit down and think about this for a second? It's almost impossible for this company to give negative guidance. I would actually say it's impossible. Unless, aliens land on Earth and they steal all our cryptocurrency and disable us from ever mining it again, AMD should have very good projections. Moving on, another important name is Boeing, which, just keeps exploding and exploding and exploding. Now, here's the deal. Boeing has a $31 P ratio, believe it or not. Which, why am I talking about a P ratio? They earn $10.85 for every $340 share. So when people look at Boeing, they're like, oh, I don't know about this valuation here. You know, the stock the stock 6 months ago was $211. It is up 50% since then. Boeing is going to need to really smash the estimates, though. They're going to really need to beat the estimates. I think they will beat the estimates, but I can't imagine them saying anything negative. I can't imagine Boeing saying anything negative. What happens? Yeah, we're signing multi-billion-dollar contracts with all these countries. Things are looking really rough for us. Oh yeah, we're having trouble in North Korea. The U.S. military just ordered a bunch of our technology. Yeah, we're having serious issues here, guys. Please note the sarcasm. Moving on to another company reporting this week. Why this is the most important week, of course, is Facebook. Now this always baffles me. This stock always baffles me because, yes, they have a stronghold. Yes, they have a decent P ratio. The company makes money. Is Facebook going to go to $200? That's going to be the $1,000,000 question. So Facebook reporting, and all these companies are reporting this week. I'll give you the dates on all of them at the end. I don't have any strong opinions here in Facebook. I mean, granted, the stock wants $200, so just think of it like that. It's the best I could say. Microsoft also reporting. I put $100 target when it was right here in the 80s. It climbed up to 95.45 cents. Are you using a Windows computer right now? Are you using Windows? Microsoft is still around, still large and in charge. We'll see how that one goes. You have PayPal, which continues to grow. People continue to use their service. There's no reason why PayPal doesn't go to $100. That's another company reporting. And of course, you could always go back and watch this video again, as it is recorded if forgot my commentary or want to read it again or listen to it again. AT&T, do people still use AT&T? I mean, I'm being sarcastic. I know people still use AT&T, but honestly, I don't go near their service. I just, I don't go near their service, but very huge telecom company, huge dividend, really good value play. I'm not going to play this one on earnings. Letter X, bought it ahead of the State of the Union address. We were talking about it when it was $39.99, or let's just call it $40. And stock hit 41.72 today. We'll see how the State of the Union address goes tonight. If the president is going to mention Chinese tariffs, of course, on Chinese steel, that could bode very well for Letter X. Another big company reporting involved in drama with Broadcom, of course, is Qualcomm. And we'll see how this one acts. This one should be interesting. I don't have really a strong opinion on this one. Of course, Chinese company Alibaba's reporting. From the analysts I spoke to and the connections that I have, I've been told their Singles Day is actually much better than what's being reported right now on the street. Alibaba will have the finalized numbers, so consider that my little inside look for you guys is I'm just hearing from other people that the Singles Day event, which is like some huge event in China, went a lot better than expected. So we'll see if Alibaba wants to make that vertical climb upwards. MasterCard, People still, of course, use MasterCard. They're reporting as well. And Amazon, is it possible for Amazon to announce bad earnings? Probably not. The question really in Amazon is, what is it going to do? Not if it's bad or not, but what does it do? Good earnings in Amazon could propel the stock to like 1600. It's just absolutely insane how big Amazon has gone. The irony for me in Amazon is I think it's one of the worst valued companies right now out of the FANG. No, not overall. Not I don't believe in its future. I'm saying at this price, Amazon is overvalued. There's too much being priced in to what they can do. So my thoughts on Amazon is whether they beat or not this quarter, they're not going to expand the way people are hoping. And let me tell you why. Everyone loves Amazon. Everyone loves the 2-day service. Everybody is crazy about this name. Understandably so. Like, I get it. I get it. You're crazy about Amazon. So am I. Everybody loves Amazon service, right? Who beats it, right? No one, right? Here's the problem. It's being valuated obnoxiously more than some of the other FANG companies. So, for example, like Facebook, if Amazon was valued pound for pound with Facebook, you know where Amazon would be trading right now? You ready for this one? Don't vomit. If Facebook was being valuated based on their earnings and where they're trading now, if Facebook is being valuated on their earnings as Amazon is being evaluated on their earnings, Amazon would be a $141 stock right now. Now, no, I'm not putting a $141 price target on Amazon. No, I don't think it's going to go down to $500. I just think this valuation is a little lofty at the moment. I still think they have to prove some stuff. People just, for some reason, this is their favorite FANG name in the market. They're also going to report Google. Nobody has anything on Google. They have no competitors. The funny thing is, if people, when they ask me, Mark, what's your favorite FANG name right now? And I basically proposed you with this question right now. If I were to give you $100,000 worth of shares, not 100,000 shares, $100,000 worth of shares in Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, and you are forced to hold that position for 5 years before you could sell one single share, which stock would you choose? Think about that for a second. Right now, if you were offered $100,000 worth of shares, you had to hold it. It's free. And you have to hold it for 5 years. And you were offered $100,000 worth of Facebook, so divide the share price on all of them, $100,000 worth of Amazon, Netflix, Google, Apple. Which company would you take? My answer is very simple. Google. And let me tell you why. Google has no competitors. I don't believe Google has a true competitor. Does Amazon have a competitor? Sure. How many commercials do you see, for other companies that offer things like Amazon? Amazon Prime, their video service, Netflix is a competitor. Amazon service, eBay, Jet.com, there's Walmart, Target are competitors of Amazon. We know that already. Who's a competitor of Facebook? There are other social media platforms, Twitch, gaming ones, specific ones. Does Facebook have a hard monopoly on them all? Sure. But Facebook doesn't get paid every time somebody clicks on. They are getting money, and yes, I know they're blasting you with advertisements. But Google, do you know of anybody? How many of you guys use Bing as a search engine? Be honest. It's important to being honest with yourself. Nobody uses Bing. Heck, Bill Gates is like, I gotta search something, honey. I'm gonna type in google.com, because he's not stupid. They have a monopoly on this. Google, I can't imagine them missing on earnings. Imagining Google missing on earnings would be imagining fewer people using the internet. And now I'm going to give you a bombshell of why we might enter a bear market. And by bear market, I don't mean bear market, I mean a correction. Apple. Now, I do believe in Apple long term. What Apple did was they're producing 20 million iPhone X's as opposed to the 40 million expected. If you were listening to the Newsbeat Show a while back, when it was called the Newsbeat Nightly, I told you guys that the stupidest thing Apple has ever done in their entire lives was offering the iPhone 8 and like a few weeks later or a month later already, advertising for the iPhone X. Because it made people not want to buy the 8 and it made people want to save for the iPhone X. And the people who got the 8 don't want the X. And the people who didn't get the 8 might get the X. And then, of course, there's Apple fanboys and fangirls who will get the new Apple product regardless. And that's fine too. But the people who don't think like that, myself being one of them as well, I think I have an iPhone 8 or 7. Oh, God, I don't even know anymore. They all look the same to me. But if iPhone lowers projections, this could be the bombshell of the week. If for whatever reason on the planet, Apple falls on earnings, your rally is over for the next few months at least. And we completely enter the downtrend in which I was referring to in my 2018 report. Now, my 2018 report, I really felt it was going to be March or April. It could be February, but I really think it was going to be March or April. I thought was when the downturn was going to come. However, for whatever reason, Apple drops the ball. Amazon, Google, Facebook will not be able to save you. That's it. This is the most marquee known name on the planet. More people know what Apple is than Facebook. More people know what Apple is than Amazon. More people know what Apple is than Google. And yes, I know everybody knows what all three of those other things are. But this has been an economic leader. The market has been magically holding on, despite the fact that Apple closed lower than where it opened in the past 8 days. When was the last time you saw Apple with 8 red bars in a row? You don't remember? Neither do I. So that's gonna be the breath holder there. My thoughts: Apple, $157 target on Apple. I dumped my calls today and I went short the stock and made money to the short side. That's it. $157 target on Apple. I know a lot of you out there think I'm crazy. That's okay. I can respect that. But at least respect the fact that I'm coming to you ahead of time and talking about this and at least giving you an arguable opinion for why I think these stocks are going to go there. Now, a lot of you guys also asked me about my favorite stock of the year, Sale. My favorite stock of the year, Sale, SAIL. And a lot of you are in from 14 and change, low 15s, and you're doing good. So I got a question here. Mark, I really loaded up the boat with Sale. I don't know what to do now at these levels. Do you think I should sell some? Sincerely. So I just wanted to answer this question. And, obviously legally I can't tell you what to do. I could tell you what I'm doing. $30 target on Sale. They're reporting February. Do you know that they're reporting? They're reporting shortly. They're going to report right over here on February 21st. They're going to report right over here, February 21st after the bell. This is my favorite stock tone in 2018. I have an extremely large position in it. For myself, I guess for some people it wouldn't be extremely large. But between myself and the Newsbeat live room, from some of the disclosures I got, I could tell you that our room is holding 10% of the open float. I had disclosures from professionals who told me of their share size in this, and a lot of them are holding. I know 4 people who have larger positions than me in sale, which is impressive. I mean, I'm dealing with just under 100,000 shares, but they're dealing with more. I have a $30 target. This is going to be the wave of security in the future. They have absolutely, you want to talk competitors? You want to talk number 2, 3, and 4? Well, guess what? The difference between SailPoint Technologies, who I view as number 1, and the number 2 is like the number 2 might be in a Manhattan skyrise on the 7th floor, and SailPoint is like on the 93rd floor. You want to talk about gap fill? There's a tremendous gap fill between the number 2 and the number 1. If you believe my analysis, that sale is by far the best in its class, top breed in its class. So all I could say from the email is I'll tell you what I'm doing, not selling a single share, and don't plan on doing it anytime soon. So we have the State of the Union address tonight. We got a lot of big names as we covered this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the Newsbeat Show. Happy trading, make money. We'll see you guys tomorrow in the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.